Yo,
Hey Pasquale, how are
oh,
you?
man, you fall inside the fucking toilet?
Yeah, almost. How are you?
Oh! Get him out! Get him out before he suffocates!
How's it
Got my
going?
head out of my ass though, that's for sure. What's
What's that?
up? Got my head out of my ass, that's for sure.
For sure. How you doing?
Chilling, yo. Had a long day on the construction site today. Me and the guys were going at it until 5, but it's one of those days we got everything done, so I'm actually feeling pretty good about today.
Is this still on the first one you guys were building?
Yes, we're on the first one. We're almost done. We finished the drywall today. So now we just got to do the painting and the floors and the final few touches before we have the open house. And then we start pushing it really, 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 like really hard and start selling it really hard.
First of all, do you know where you are?
Where am I? Tell me.
You're on Get Your Head Out of Your Ass. I wasn't going to scream it this time, but I just wanted to let you know.
I'm excited, yo, but I'm also nervous. My first podcast ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Today, man, we got Nikola Cugi from the Studio Pod Company, one half of the Studio Pod Company.
That's right.
You want to just explain a little bit like what you guys do?
Yeah. I mean, so it started off as a class project of mine. Uh, this year, um, just to make a long story short, I had a class project, and part of the class project was to make a business. It was like an entrepreneurship class, and it was supposed to solve a problem with COVID. And the idea I came up with for the business was something that provided an office space. So essentially, it's pretty much a room that goes in your backyard and it serves as an office space. And I decided to call it Studio Pod, and it's what it is. It's
It could be
supposed to
used for
be.
other things though. It's not just, that's a main marketing push for you guys, like home offices, but it could be used for
It could
other
be
things.
anything. It could be it could be an office. It could be something like a yoga room. It could be even like a cigar room or a sesh room. It could be literally anything because it's just another room that's right in your backyard. It's detached from the house, but I mean, I have one in my home. My mom uses it because she's working from home forever now. You know. But yeah, listen, I was going through an internship last year, and it was at a place that I was wanting to go back to. And it's one of those things where I really wanted to go back to this place. I thought it was cool, and it was like a stock place, and I just
What
had a
is
lot
that?
of fun. And
This is in Kingston,
this was in a place in Toronto,
Toronto.
and it was one of those things where I was having fun researching companies because it was just like I was researching just like random companies, bro. It was like Canadian Tire was one of them. Another one of them was like Saputo, and
I remember
even
Burger King.
Burger King was one of them. And Burger King was sick because I actually got to go on like a few calls to like I even called the CEO of Burger King Italy, which I thought was the dopest part of my
Burger
summit.
King Italy?
Burger King Italy. I didn't even know they had Burger Kings in Italy before I started work there, but the guy was
How did you
chill.
get connected to the Italian CEO?
He gave me it was the work gave me like there was a software that paired us up with CEOs, and work paid the CEO like a fee to talk to me. And I mean, I was a young kid. I'll admit it, I was totally like nervous, and I kind of like fumbled the ball a bit, but I managed to recover pretty quickly. And I was just having a random chat with the guy, and it was lit, yo. The
Hold
guy
on,
was
no.
like,
What was their mission for you to get out of talking to the CEO of Burger King Italy?
so they asked me to figure out what they were doing for COVID. I mean, restaurants were hit hard, like punched in the face. And he was trying to figure out if the rest, because I mean, the stock was low. At this point, it was like May. The stocks were still so low, and they wanted to buy it, but they were trying to figure out if it was a good price to buy or if it was supposed to stay low. And Burger King was one of those, luckily, franchises that had like a lot of drive-throughs, so they could keep staying open and keep selling. But what I found out of Burger King was that Burger King is owned by the same company that owns Tim Hortons and Popeyes, and Popeyes is popping off. Burger King is like like Popeyes is the strongest and the highest growing one. Burger King is like in the middle, and Tim Hortons is not doing too well, just because I don't think they know how to run it too well, and like the quality has gone down a little bit. But I mean,
I never there's like this huge like everyone was complaining when they changed the coffee like provider, like where they got the beans. I don't know. Man. I never. But coffee from Tim Hortons is a coffee from Tim Hortons, but people literally spend their like life at Tim Hortons. They get like 3 extra large coffees a day, and so like they're basically drug addicts to the Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, they're
and they notice the slight little differences. They're like, oh, taste off.
Can't get my day started without the Tim Hortons. But then, I mean, yeah, it was one of those. It was actually a fun time. But I mean, one of those summers ended off really. It was. I mean, at the end of that summer, I went through probably like one of those times in my life where I had to like pick myself back up because I hit rock bottom, and it was one of those things where I had to like figure out a new path for myself. You know, when COVID hit, the funds and the stocks dropped so much that they couldn't actually hire anyone back next year. And it was a whole ordeal where, I mean, looking back now, it was a sign to, you know, look for something new and look for something different to do. But back then I was like crushed. I was like, this place is what I want to do. This place is what I've been working hard for the last, ever since first year to third year to get. But I'm glad it didn't work out, because in one sense I had a chance to start this up, and now I'm doing this. But man, at that time it was tough, yeah. But luckily I had really good friends, and everyone was kind of like, you know, everyone just picked me back up and like, keep going, yo, you have a lot more that you could bring. And I'm not going to like, I mean, they didn't really know the company too well. A lot of good people worked at the company, but they were like, yo, fuck them. They don't, I don't know if I could swear, but they were like, fuck them if they don't deserve you. Yeah. They were like, they don't deserve you. So, I mean, all in all, I'm glad it happened.
So like building up this company now, and basically you need materials to build your things. Like throughout the pandemic, all you hear everyone talk about is like, oh, wood is so expensive, metal so expensive.
So expensive, can't get
and
it.
You are like on the forefront. You see like how expensive things are because you have to buy, especially windows, you were saying?
Yeah, windows were, I mean, the first 15, it was one of those things where I had to call 20 people to get what I want. But it was, aside from being expensive, first of all, wood is 3 times more expensive. It cost me like $10 for a piece of wood, and when it was like 2.5 to 3 a year ago. Windows I can't get because everyone's doing home renos, and they told me like you have to wait until September, and I was like, no way, I'm waiting until September. I can't, because I'm trying to build some. So I pick up the phone and I kept calling places that were outside of Ottawa, like Mississauga and Montreal, and I managed to get a Russian company like in Saga. I think they're Russians, at least they sounded hella Russian over the phone. And they told me they can get it to me in 3 weeks. So you just got to keep pushing forward. Sometimes you just have a gut feeling where it says you're almost there, and you just have to keep going, keep trying and keep trying.
Mm-hmm. What I liked about your guys is like models. First of all, your website is really good.
Thank you.
I enjoy, looking at the different models, the Panthera. What's the model you guys are building right now?
The
Banff.
Yep.
And what I like about them is they're very modern, and they're very like, I could live in a space like that.
Yeah, yo, that's one of those things.
That could be a room.
Yeah, that's one of those things that me and Josh have been talking about for the longest time. Like a lot of people in Ottawa have like houses, but a lot of people that are younger than them are going into the job market and are looking at houses that are so expensive, that are so small, and they need new spaces. They need more space. And I mean, everyone's seen like house prices just keep going up, bro. And they keep going up. And last summer while I was working in a stock job, I learned, and I have a certain like view on housing, and I don't think it's gonna stop, man. I think it might level off, but I think it's just gonna keep going up. It's a great investment to get into it. But man, is it sewering us, the younger generation?
Well, definitely the trend of building is, trying to fit in as many people as you can within a certain like square footage. Like that's why condos and apartments are always going up, and they're widely available to everyone. Yeah. Especially, going to Barhaven, they're always building new places to live all the time.
I mean, I was talking to my friend. They said Barhaven's gonna have a downtown soon. I don't know if you heard. We're gonna have a downtown soon. I feel like Ottawa's gonna become like a mini Toronto, where Barhaven's gonna be what I guess Mississauga or Markham or Scarborough is to Toronto. It's gonna become its own. It's gonna have its own downtown and its own. It's gonna be like a mini city within Ottawa. But yeah, I mean, Josh. So anyway, Josh and I were talking about, making these things a little bit bigger so you could have. I mean, just imagine yourself in one of these bigger, where you have yourself a bed, a kitchen, a washroom. At that point, it starts becoming like a home. And I mean, I was thinking about it, and it would be one of those things that'd be so fresh to build. You can make them so fly, such a cool design, but it's hard. You're gonna go against people that just don't want to see it built, whether it's government or people that are just saying it's a bad idea.
Because they realize we don't need as much space as we think. Yeah. Like I think you were talking about one time about like settlements with like small like tiny homes, like a whole suburb of tiny homes. That's the future, anyways. If we keep increasing the population of humans on Earth, not gonna be able to have like big houses like we have now.
And I like that, like me and Chris and I mean even you, a lot of us love like designing things and making things our own. I feel like we just see the world as like, I don't know, like there could be so much more beauty added to things that it's just not there. Like there could be so much more, love put into creating things, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be big, but you can just add love to it, and you can make it more beautiful for someone that can't afford a huge house. You can make it with the most beautiful material. You can make it with just really good designs, and the world needs more people that, decide to work for themselves and add their own creative touch and their own creative power. Everything's in the mind. And you could channel that towards something that's really, really, just awesomeness, bro. Mm. So the way I could describe it. But what about you? What are your plans?
What do you mean my plans?
Your plans for the next, like, I don't even know. Like, what are you thinking after school?
After school? Well, like, I'm done school now. I'm going to continue to do more school. But that's like a deeper issue that's not something I want to talk about right now.
True.
You're like pouring out your heart over here. We love it though. What's your favorite beverage to sip on?
So I had BioSteel right now. It's kind of fire. After like.
You like that?
Honestly, like it's not great, but there's no sugar in it, and I just like drinking it after the site. I'm grinding so hard, man, that like
how rewarding is it after every day? Like when you're
hard, bro. I've actually, honestly, the chunkiest I've ever been was about 2 months ago. I'm not very chunky, but the chunkiest I've ever been was just 2 months ago. I started getting like a belly. I was eating like I mean, I like food. It's one of those things, I like eating burgers. I don't psych myself out by telling myself like I'm gonna like get low energy and feel like shit after. It's obviously not great for you. I love burgers and I'm gonna keep eating them, but I was eating too many of them, and I had like I was like a little bit chunky, and I lost it now. So I've been working hard, and I mean sometimes,
like you show ups now.
Yeah, you told me we were playing footy the other day. You had Chebabs.
Josh bought them at the Serbian bakery. And he just forgot them in my car, and then I put them in the freezer, and I forgot about them.
Yeah, they're dang.
One day I just need some food, and I'm like, my cookies are so good. And they have a beef.
Yeah.
Is that like a Serbian thing, or is that just come from like an Eastern European
thing? I don't know. It might have been originated somewhere else, but like anywhere you go in Serbia, Like it's just the dankest.
I feel like even like in Turkey, those are the type of sausages they have.
You're right. You're right. They are in Turkey too.
The
Yeah.
influences.
One that I have to put you on is called pljeskavice. It's like a burger, but it's with the same meat in a kebab, and you have to eat it with a certain type of like burger bun. It's called like a lepinja. Certain type of burger bun with the pljeskavice, and you add a little bit of like kaimak and like onions in it. Honestly, I can't even describe it to you, but feed it to you, Pasquale. I gotta feed it to you. Like this is probably the best burger I've had. It's up there with Five Guys because Five Guys is just like so hard to beat.
Wait.
It's good. It's hella good.
They just said some crazy ethnic Serbian burger, and then you're saying Five Guys is on the same level as
it? Honestly, I'm doing it like I shouldn't be saying.
Well, that's good to Five Guys.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Burgers
also, have you tried Mary Brown's yet?
Yeah, I've had Mary Brown, like a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
Okay, let's talk about chicken sandwiches. What out of all the ones, let's say the main three, Popeyes, KFC, and then we'll add Mary Brown's because that's a like pretty popular one.
Okay, I gotta put Mary Brown's up there on Mondays, just because it's the same price as Popeyes but better. Popeyes is second, and KFC, I ain't gonna lie, I've maybe had it once, but I don't even remember. So they
sell out quick. Because I remember one day they were like $2 for a sandwich, and we were going around like every KFC to look for one, and they're all sold out.
Yeah. Damn. Damn.
I don't know. I don't really go to KFC that much. If I want fried chicken,
me either, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had KFC in I haven't had KFC in years. But Mary Brown's is definitely up there. It's definitely like an after-work snack. As soon as we're done, when we build these studio pods, KFC, the Mary Brown's is right next to the site where we're at. And I mean, yeah, holy fuck. I had it like 2 days ago with Josh. We both ordered 2 chicken burgers each. Dang. We went to Britannia, just caught a vibe, man, and just chilled.
You know what I realized though?
What?
That shit you can make yourself. And I've been like cooking more, and you realize that like, you know what? You go to the grocery store and like just for yourself, you could probably spend like $30 and you can make like a bunch of chicken sandwiches, man. Maybe it won't be as good the first time because Mary Brown's has that to his science, the other ingredients. But I think we should, fuck the fast food. Let's just start making our own chicken sandwiches.
Literally, bro.
It's a little revelation. This could be all bullshit.
It's definitely something I have to work on because, I know how to make.
Do you think we'd be able
to make like eggs? I can make eggs. I can make grilled chicken. I can make pasta. But shit.
Frying chicken's not too hard though. You just need you can do that in a pan too. A fryer would be easier, but
just easier to have a girlfriend,
Get your head out of here.
Yeah, I don't have a girl right now, but if I come home from a day of work and I don't have food in front of me, I might go through the roof. That's why I usually go out and eat. But if sometimes my mom chefs up,
you gotta learn up to chef up on your own.
Yeah, I have to.
You gotta become a chef. Fill your own roles in your life.
That's true, yo. I actually should, man. I gotta upgrade your ass,
chef up.
I gotta how risky. I gotta get my cooking up to 99 soon. Fuck, it's at 1 right now. Fuck.
Especially that's how you get a girlfriend too. If you're a crazy chef, come on. You're already a good looking guy. This is any females watching. Hit up my boy, Nikola Cugi.
Especially if you know what, honestly, hit me up.
For a good girl.
I could chef some kebabs. My repertoire, I can't chef up much, but I don't know if I'm looking for a girl right now, to be honest. I don't know if I am. You've been with a girl.
Yeah.
I've been with a girl, it's just one of those things, bro. I feel like I wouldn't be able to commit too much to a girl right now. If I'm in a relationship, I want to be able to be close to her and spend a lot of time with her. But with this business that I'm running, I just need time right now to get this thing up and running. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to be the boyfriend I need to be. But I'm working on like moving away from being on the construction site so much, and every day, like I wake up at like 6:30 and I work until 5:30, and it's too much right now. I gotta start moving away. Like the first one's coming along nice, and the next few are already kind of lined up, and it's gonna go well. But man, I gotta go to Rito. I haven't been to Rito in like months. I haven't been like shopping. I haven't been.
Well, it's been closed for months.
Yeah, it's been.
If you want to go now, that's the perfect time because stuff is just opening up.
Yeah, I gotta go get my wardrobe freshed out. But
Wardrobe?
I mean, me and you gotta go to Value Village, to be honest.
Nah, I'm done buying clothes for now. I got accumulation. I just go by my nana's house if I want new clothes. I'm like, give me a little sweater, sunglasses.
Yeah, how many shoes do you think you got?
Shoes?
Yeah.
I have a decent amount. Maybe like 13 pairs.
Decent. How many shoes do you have that are like
maybe more? I don't know. I've been counting.
That are going out shoes?
Excuse me. Going out shoes? What do you mean going out?
That you would put on going downtown, like it's you gotta go to Byward.
Well, it depends what I'm doing. I'd wear any of the shoes that I own downtown. But like a dinner, like a fancy dinner, is that what you mean?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. It depends how upscale I'm dressing. If I'm wearing like a button-up shirt and like slacks, then I'm wearing like a nice little loafer or a little bit of like a classier shoe. Maybe the Stan Smiths.
Yeah. Speaking of shoes, I saw this video the other day. It was like it was this like Swedish dude, and he was like the funniest. He had like some crazy shades on, and he was getting interviewed, and he was talking about style, and he was explaining something that hit me so hard, and pretty much he was like talking about how he started dress. He was saying like you have to learn how to dress up before you have cash, before you have money. Otherwise, you're just gonna ending up.
A video of Young Lean.
Idiot. It might have been. It was that. It could have been. I don't know who it was, but it hit me so hard, bro. It hit me so hard.
Yeah, no, because I don't know. To me, if just wearing like Gucci or Louis down isn't really like anyone can do that if you have the money.
That's what he was saying.
I'm more impressed if you don't have the pocket to buy stuff, but you still put it together.
Yeah. Because like you could throw on like the most expensive fit that just doesn't go together. It's like making a song or making a beat where you throw in too many instruments that don't go together. Like like each sound could be like mastered well, but it doesn't go together, man.
To me, it's just like it's got to be authentic. It's got to be yourself. Like I would never wear something that I'm not comfortable wearing, or like I never wore skinny jeans, but like I couldn't when I was younger. I just wouldn't fit into them. But just even throughout now, even if I could fit into a pair, like it was never my, and I just don't feel comfortable in them. I don't even like jeans that much to begin with, Yeah. The jeans have become more comfortable, I find.
Yeah. And you got to be like.
Not to wash them too much.
Yeah. I don't even wear them too much. I don't even wear jeans too much, actually. I like wearing like, I just like wearing what's comfortable right now, and like clothing is one of those things. It's like posting on Instagram. It's like going out wearing a certain type of clothes is expressing who you are, and like I just have to. I mean, where do you shop, for example? Like, what apps do you use to shop for clothing?
What apps?
Yeah,
I don't use any apps.
No apps. Everything is.
I don't know. It's just here where like there like I'll go out to like Rito to maybe buy some stuff. But I haven't done that in a while. I don't know. I go to the Bay. I like Winners.
Yeah, Winners, bro. Winners.
This is slept on, but everyone knows that. Because anyone you bring up about Winners is like, Winners is crazy. Because they know you can get crazy stuff at Winners all the time. And just even the footwear. Like, man, Flyknits, Air Forces, Stan Smiths, New Balances.
Yeah, religions. You can get anything.
Golf Lafleur, Converse.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, and there's always some weird stuff too, which I like. They sell True Religion and stuff. Robin jeans.
Yeah.
You have like
Yo, while we're talking about this, man, I watched a video on Instagram the other day about the guy saying you have to dress before you get cash. It completely slipped my mind, but now I'm thinking about it, yo. Like now that I'm gonna be selling this next one very soon, like I gotta start thinking about what I'm gonna be buying. Cause
I would maybe, I don't know. You can do whatever you want, but I would maybe clothes is not important money to spend. Like if you have money to spend, don't spend on clothes. Don't blow a budget on clothes. Clothes are a worse investment than cars.
yeah.
Because you're probably not gonna like it maybe in a year. Try it, I don't know. For clothes, buy something that you think you see yourself wearing in 5 years.
True. Yo, I had this question. Remember, I was just talking about the job last summer, and one of the interview questions that keeps getting asked is, if you had $1 million, what would you buy with $1 million? And it's one of those things that you don't buy, like, don't invest it. You cannot invest it. You don't.
You actually have to like spend it.
You have to spend it on yourself or on someone close to you. It cannot be something that you can't buy a Bitcoin. I'm not allowed. You can't answer that. You can't buy a Bitcoin.
No, I wasn't gonna say that anyways. I would try. Well, actually, Bitcoin was cool, but like, I would buy a house, not like a house for $1 million, just like a property. Maybe for as low as possible, but like a property where like get enough money out of it. And then if I had leftover money, depending how much the property was, let's say it was like $800,000. So, I wanted a little nicer house. With the rest of the money, I don't know, I'd do a little bit of shopping, divvy that up into either shopping, throw some parties.
Yes. We were talking about this recently, maybe not as recently as like last couple months, but like, I mean, we were talking about having like a home base in Ottawa, like a trap house in Ottawa that we could throw parties and just like put on like shit on the wall.
Trap house is not the right word.
Yeah, true.
Clubhouse. You call it like a clubhouse, like a members only type of. That's what I wanted to do. I remember talking to people. I wanted to find a place where we could throw parties and like host events.
Like rap.
Like just have like, a membership club, and there'd be members, people pay, and it just go towards like rent and like alcohol like fee pretty much. But people could also just come to the door and pay a fee like for the party. Hey, make it sick.
We should, bro. I mean, I'm a big believer in this. I'm a big believer in affirming things, like saying I'm gonna do things. Like, bro, one of the secrets to life is to be able to like visualize yourself, like close your eyes and visualize yourself with what you want, and then just like look at best case scenario and worst case scenario, and then just architect your way through that. Figure out how you're gonna get there, and then I mean that's one of those things I did last summer. I was literally working. I was in school, and I had this idea for Room Pod or the Studio Pod. And I kept going back and forth, like trying to see what I wanted to get out of this summer. And you just got to keep like executing. And it is hard work. And I ain't going to lie, it's been a little bit slower than I've been planning on, just because I don't know anything. And I thought I kind of overjudged how much I knew. But man, one of those things I love is just to have my own place, like a home base. And I mean, I want to have one of those things in Ottawa by next summer. It's one of my goals.
Like an office space?
No, not even. Like a clubhouse, bro. Like
clubhouse.
Honestly, I will say I want to get an apartment first. I want to get an apartment first.
I'll definitely buy a house there you can live in first before you buy like a fucking Playboy mansion.
Yeah.
I'd just go crazy.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know, bro. My parents recently, ever since my parents came in Ottawa like just before I was born. They came from Serbia, and then they've been working really hard for the last, I'm 21 years old, the last 20 years, and they've saved enough cash to buy a condo recently, and the tenant's moving in September. Okay, so I have 2 months until then. So I was, I looked at this, I was thinking about it. If the guy's not moving until 2 months later, it's open. It's like free right now. So I was scheming, I was thinking about it, and I came up with an idea. So the next morning, I went up to my dad, and I was asking, could I go see the place? And we went inside and we saw it, and the bathroom needs major work, and the kitchen maybe a little bit of minor work. And I asked him, I was like, "Yo, pops, if I'll cut you a deal. If I renovate this whole thing for free, just like I'll do everything, the bathroom, the kitchen, would you let me stay would you let me stay in there for 2 months?" And at first he was like, "Fuck no, like I'll let you, like do all sorts of shit to it." But in the end, they allowed me. So I'm gonna go renovate this and have my own fucking place finally.
Yeah. What needs to be renovated? Like everything?
Bro, first of all, the bathroom, I don't know how someone lived in it. It was literally, it just smelled like the worst thing you could
Not like
ever
the
smell.
opposite of get your head out of your ass.
Yes, it smelled like my head in the fattest ass in the world, and it smelled amplified. It was just terrible, bro. And I just needed to honestly, I walked into it. I walked right out. This is horrible. But I disinfected it. It's clean now, so I gotta go clean it up. But man, I gotta invite you over in 2 weekends.
Seems on like you're taking the Mike Holmes inspirational route.
Yeah,
you start a little series. Cugi.
Yeah, I got to
just go into people's houses and just smash everything, and you just leave. You don't even fix it.
Yeah, break down a wall. I think we're gonna break down a wall and make it more open concept. It's one of those things I love, open concept stuff. But after that's done, I'm gonna have my own place, and hopefully after this summer, I'll be able to, work on myself a little bit. It's hard to do everything when you're at home and your parents still have a huge influence on you. Once you have your own place and you move out a little bit, then you tend to, become more individualistic and do things on your own. And through that, you really do tend to work on yourself a lot. And I had the chance to live alone. After high school, after Pius, I went to Queens in Kingston, and I was living there alone for a while. And I gotta say, living alone, first thing that happens is you become, you have to take care of yourself, and there's so many more responsibilities. But the second thing is you're on your own, and you can't just come home and be in the same environment. You kind of just, you figure out that, there's certain negative aspects to your personality that you could change and improve and become more adaptable and become more resilient in a sense. So Queens was really cool for that. But now that I'm home again because of COVID and all that, having my own place again is going to feel like fresh air. It's going to feel feel really good.
How do you feel about the culture in Queens? Like the kind of like the frat party, like huge St. Patty's Day, huge homecoming, or even just other schools too. But we'll talk about Queens first. And how was your experience?
Everyone there is just on a different energy level, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know where people get so much energy, but people love to party there. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm an easily corruptible guy, so I obviously love it too. But I try to do my best to stick to my grind, and I have been doing that pretty well first year and second year. I tried to go out maybe I try to keep it to once a week, but probably maybe twice a week when I wasn't busy. And it's one of those things, it's fun, but you definitely feel like shit on Sunday. You always feel like shit on Sunday. And it was fun, man. Homecoming is ridiculous. St. Patty's is ridiculous, but it's one of the most fun things when you guys came up and there was 10 of us turning up in Kingston for St. Patty's.
Yeah.
Lit, bro. That was so
lit. It was definitely fun, and I definitely would go back too. But that's why I wouldn't be able to do that, all of that energy all the time. I'd get, because I'm not like that all the time. That's why I like kind of as a visit, you experience it, and then you're like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I like to. At the end of a busy day, I would probably not want to go in a very social setting, but I'd want to be in a close friend group, just chatting, chilling, bro, vibing. That's the best day to me. After a hard day at work, close friends, maybe like I'm on a little tea break right now, but maybe like a little bit of like music on and like a little bit of bev and sesh and just like the vibe. That's my ideal night. Good food too. I gotta have good food, but
Food is very important.
Very important. The best. Like it's the best.
How many White Claws do you think you consumed over your time at Queens?
Man, too many. Too many.
Is that the go-to alcoholic beverage? White Claw?
At Queens, definitely. But I like Sleeman Clears. I like Coors Banquet. I like beer.
Bizarre. Sleeman Clear? So like
Sleeman
another
Clears. They go down like water. Like water. It's a beer, but it's a very, very light beer. And then like honestly, like I like hard liquor too if I'm going out because shit, too much bev in your stomach just makes you queasy, and like hard liquor just does it does the job. It's not the nicest thing to drink, but it does the job,
Is there any like crazy Serbian liqueur? Because I know Polish people go heavy with the vodka, especially the
yes. Last night I was about to go drink some Perrier in the fridge, and like I opened it up, and it was like Serbian liquor, and it was made out of this. My grandparents make this thing where my grandparents in Serbia, they have a wine yard, and they also have
you make grappa out of
yeah,
it was like the grapes too.
Yeah, they make something in Serbian. It's called rakia, and I forgot. I don't know what it is, and it's just the hardest liquor ever.
Yeah, is it made from the stems of the grapes and like it's kind of like leftover from making wine?
Yeah, they make it out of like grapes, and they make it out of everything, bro. Peaches. They make it out of like pears. I don't even know how they do it. They just make alcohol out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, bro. It's good.
That's strong stuff there.
Strong stuff.
The stuff that makes you go blind.
Yeah.
Would you ever make? I would like to do that. I'd like to make my own liquor. I think that'd be really cool. Not saying like make like and sell it. I'm just saying like make your own. See the process. Hopefully, don't go blind.
Yeah. Definitely don't go blind. It's definitely easy to go blind with that. But make your own. Your nana. Do your nanas like your grandparents and they probably they've made wine in their garage maybe before? Like
they make wine for sure.
They make wine.
A lot of other than those they're making wine.
Yeah, my dad got inspired. I don't know which nana he talked to, but one day I came home to huge, just grapes all over the place and big ass glass bottles, like
Demi Johns and stuff like that.
Yeah, with like I don't even know what they were, like crazy contraptions. He finished it, made the wine. It was his first time, so it was like first time wine. It wasn't like it was. It was like a little bit sour, but it was definitely like good wine stills. And
I've definitely seen the network of the homemade wine making industry in Ottawa. So I remember when I was working for Preston, we'd go on like little deliveries and we'd be picking up like empty Demi Johns and like people would have houses off of like Prince of Wales or Midlands. And it'd just be like their wine cellar, like where they make their wine. They have all this old wine and like just empty barrels and glasses.
Delicious.
It's crazy. I'm like,
wine's good for you, bro. Wine. Everyone I talk to, wine's good. Even LeBron James drinks wine. No.
Like moderation, right? If you obviously drink like 3 bottles a day, I don't think that's very good for you. But that's why people say like, oh, wine's good for you, but then they drink too much. But yeah, like a glass of red wine. I'm sure that's what they say is like antioxidants and whole type of other stuff. I don't know, man. I think fuck Dr. Oz because Dr. Oz has been confusing people about like health and nutrition over for like 30 years. Every day he's like contradicting himself. It's like, this is good for you. No, not too much of this now. And then I just don't follow it. Whatever the government says, the food groups, what I got to eat and what's passed down through knowledge.
Yeah. Like, bro, people tell. I mean, it happens
There's
all
too
the
many
time.
voices, I think, in that world, in the nutrition community, and a lot of methods, right?
I agree. When I after a day of working on Studio Pod, I like eat, and I mean it. I like it, but like people say like this food's good for you, this isn't good for you. Like I mean I don't know. Like I mean I like to eat it, and I don't psych myself out. When you really just don't psych yourself out. Sometimes you eat something and you're like you keep telling yourself like, oh, I'm gonna feel like shit after this, and you end up feeling like
Well, it's
shit.
like you can eat a burger, but like maybe don't eat a burger every day, or like don't eat like 5 burgers every day.
Yeah. But like you don't have to like eat seeds and like all that
But
kind
like,
of
yeah,
stuff.
no, the whole like health and like food, like healthy food industry is just such a scam sometimes. You know, like even like the wellness products. You seen Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop? You ever hear about that?
No.
So Gwyneth Paltrow, the actor,
Yeah.
she has a health and wellness brand called Goop, and they sell things like vagina scented candles, just weird stuff, like some weird, like some witchcraft, like snake oil, like just
What?
no, they're like Stardust moisturizer, like $100. Or here, I could read off some of the products, but there's like a video by this YouTuber called JonTron, and he was like kind of just doing like a funny skit going through like showing how ridiculous it is.
That just
And she's
sounds
not the only
so
celebrity.
weird,
A
bro.
lot of celebrities have like their own kind of business where it's kind of some of them are shisty. Not all of them seem very legitimate, but people are buying it. Like it's not really a scam if people are literally putting their own credit card information and buying it.
Yeah.
They're just
Like,
following a victim to the.
and you know it, bro. And like everyone kind of. I mean, me and you both know. Like sometimes you read something and you're like, "Yo, that person has to make a living. They have to make a business out of it." So they're gonna say obviously a lot of this stuff. Like, this
Well, like Gwyneth Paltrow would be the first person to probably tell you, like, no, I actually believe in this stuff, and maybe she does, but I don't know. Selling a vagina scented candles is kind of different. I don't know how that's making like, oh yes, so all my back pain is gone.
For some reason, I doubt that I would walk into her house and have them lit around the place. Like, but
that's in the West. That's how we see medicine, though. We don't really legitimize kind of like the the potions and the the medicine from nature.
Yeah.
Definitely, we do like, but that's I don't know. Here's the other side. In science, we're always looking at algae and different plants to find cures for cancers and like different diseases like that too.
Yeah.
Just like we know, like people who grind up rhino horns or eat shark fins or stuff that has no medical what's the word I'm looking for?
Properties.
No medical properties whatsoever, and they're still doing it.
Bro,
actually snake oil and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So many things fascinate me. Like, man.
But is that a cultural thing too? Like we can't like overstep, right? Like if that's been going on for hundreds of years and people still want to practice that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Like, it sucks. We don't want to see like all these animals
going extinct. Yeah, like
they're gonna go extinct anyways. Like those animals need so much space, and if we just keep on growing in population, we're gonna take the space they need. And animals are just gonna keep on evolving to be smaller. And the only animals that are gonna survive, like the next mass extinction, are the ones that can live in an urban environment, like squirrels, foxes, monkeys. Right. All those big like amazing animals like elephants, hippos, tigers, polar bears that we love, they're gonna be gone. If you like it or not, you can do all the saving you can.
Sad, yo. It's sad.
It's reality, man. I think we're already too far into industrialization and humans.
The world is very, very, very dirty, and the world is gonna keep getting dirtier until one day, and I think that it's gonna. I just have a feeling it's gonna be within our generation. I think people are gonna wake up, and they're gonna start making a lot of decisions, and they're gonna start realizing that it's within it's within this generation, our generation, the millennials and the 2000s and the upcoming generation, that we're gonna take it into our hands to start. Start moving differently. To start,
I think we're already making good steps.
Yeah, I think we're making good steps. And one of those things that, like, what I would love to do one day is to keep working on a business and to become a businessman and to keep certain, very, very good principles that I still believe in and not to stray away from them, because
not get corrupted by the money.
Yeah, not get corrupted by the money, because it's just a slow descent. Once you start getting greedy, it's just a slow descent fueled by greed. Down and down and down you go, and you start like losing yourself. And it's just, okay, honestly, you just gotta stay woke. You gotta stay like true to yourself. You gotta stay true to God. You have to start working and paying attention to, you can't act recklessly. And this thing with Studio Pod, hopefully, everything works out well, where I'm going to be able to keep working on it. And as everything goes well, to start making a business where it leads by example, where people start, putting other things a priority other than profit. Because right now the world is very greedy. It's very, very greedy.
Well, that's why I like the Studio Pod company as well, because I think eventually houses might get similar to that size. And I think it's an early start. And just really nice workspaces. And that's the beautiful thing. Like we said before, it's not just a workspace. That's was the main, niche target.
Yeah. And one of those things that I think is cool as fuck is seeing like really, really good, like, and really, really big artists make like homes. Like, for example, like Yeezy homes. I think those things I saw in Calabasas.
Oh, like the Wyoming farm, or what are you talking about?
The Yeezy Dome, the Dome home. It's one of those. It almost looks like an igloo, but it pushes the envelope. It's like a creative, and it's like a new way, and it's a new home, and it's something that's like from a movie from the future. But every home looks the same nowadays, and hopefully we could start. It's one of those things, okay, I want to talk about it for a second, because so Yeezy built these like igloo looking homes, crazy cool design. It was fresh.
I thought they got them from Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, we got it from Star Wars. That's what it was from.
Yeah.
No way.
All his main influences are either from Akira, like the anime, Star Wars, and then other things, obviously. But style-wise, if you look back, he's even said he loves Star Wars and he loves Akira.
Yeah,
look at the original Star Wars, like the Empire Strikes Back. Yeezy is basically what they're wearing. Like the garments, the terrain.
Yeah, that's why I said a movie. I just couldn't remember what movie it reminded me of.
I love Star Wars.
Yeah, they're so good.
Crazy. I don't like the new ones though. The new trilogy, I was in the first one, amazing. After that, I just went because they kept on. They changed the director in the second one, and then in the third one, they came back with the original director, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really the story is just the second movie. They're trying to figure out the story, and then imagine you're working on something, and then someone just gives it to you. Okay, finish it. I don't know where you started. What do you mean? So working backwards.
It was not the newer ones. They weren't great, but the older ones, they're 30 years old, and they just still had the craziest set. It made you go. It just made you go to sleep.
It's the universe, right? It's the whole aesthetic and universe that the Star Wars created. Because honestly, if you look at the actual movies itself and you look at it through acting and the plot, it's kind of ass. It's not really that the actors who I don't think Carrie Fisher and rest in peace, Carrie Fisher and what's the Luke Skywalker's actor name? Mark Hamilton or something like that. Mark.
I know.
I don't know. And then Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford was like maybe the only established actor, but even then, I think he was early in his career.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, and there was other movies at the same time that came out that were like a sci-fi theme but didn't do successful. It's just because the Star Wars universe was so interesting and there's a lot of mystery. Like, oh, who is this like Yoda? Who is this Darth Vader? Who is, and people cared about the characters.
Yeah. I'd love to be, maybe in another life, I would want to be a movie director, like a film director. I was talking about it with Josh and Chris today, and it would just be so dope to see one of your like just to be able to direct like visuals and like a story and like I'd probably want to record something that's like a sci-fi, like Star Wars would be so cool, bro. But
that's harder to do though, because those movies are just like CGI now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But hey, you can do everyone, what they use is Adobe After Effects, and anyone can go get After Effects. They can go buy it or torrent it, whatever you got to do to get it. And you can learn. After Effects is crazy, the stuff that you can do.
Wait, hold up. So you can make like 3D, like you can make like animation with After Effects?
You can like animate sequences that you made in After Effects, but to 3D animate models, you like use another software.
Right. Man,
like they have functions in it, but it's not as in depth that you would need.
Yeah. I was talking
like for background and like effects on motion, or say like you want fire to go up in the background. That's like After Effects.
Yeah, and then for 3D models, like there's so many softwares. Like I know Unity is a really good one, and I know Gabe was showing me a whole bunch. There's just too many.
There's a whole bunch. I'm pretty sure Adobe. Maybe Adobe doesn't have one, but yeah, that's interesting. I'm still trying to understand. Like I started off with like Photoshop, Lightroom. Well, Lightroom is pretty self-explanatory, but Photoshop, Premiere, even After Effects, I try to learn. And it's just I just gotta do it every day, right? And
I use
cool little shit.
I use SketchUp. I use SketchUp for like the business I'm running. It's like it's very simple. There's only like 7 or 8 buttons you have to use, and it's just great if you want to build like a home or a construction thing. I would use SketchUp, and I know it gets much more sophisticated after that. But for even for I love designs. I think that I want to be more of a designer than someone who like is just focused on like
physically building stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather be building stuff because I feel like, this stuff was Studio Pod and Room Pod. This was like almost last year's idea. I made this in like last.
Doesn't it feel great that you're doing it now and you're,
yeah, it feels good to be able. That's what I love about business, because I went to school for business. One of the things I love about business is like, even if you're someone who like designs like a building, or designs like something that like Gabe makes, like a product, like a speaker or like a can or like a herb cutter, like all those things Gabe designs is so cool. Mm-hmm. Business just lets you, like this whole stuff about incorporation and like marketing and all these science, they're almost like sciences. They just help you sell your design. And I think it's one of the coolest things to be able to help people with your designs. Like, it's just like, man, it's there for you. Business is just a vessel. It's such a cool vessel. And I just love being able to learn. Like now that I'm going to like finish this class project called Studio Pod, I'm going to keep making them. And if I make good money, I might continue it on until September, October and keep going. We'll see what happens. But I want to be able to start using like After Effects and Adobe and use software for smaller things, and like just see what really gets me, like what really sparks me. I like to designing like these like room pods and studio pods. I think they were really, really cool. And I have like 6 or 7 design now that I want to build, and I want to get sales and build them, because I think that on top of me making money, I also build a really cool thing. But after that, we'll see. Like I really love designing stuff, and I want to get into like
Sorry, keep going.
No, go for it. Do I think?
I was just going to say, do you see yourself adding other lines of products instead of just, the sheds is obviously where it starts, right? The studio pods.
Yes, I got to start from the bottom.
Would you think of like looking at a home the same way you were looking at a home? Like, okay, I need to find an office space. and you provided that for them. Same way you look at home and be like, okay, what can this add here that I can build for someone and then sell it as a product?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start affirming things. It's 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna buy land, and I'm gonna start building these things on land. And they're gonna be these studio pods. I'm just gonna blow them up into a bigger thing and start building them and making proposals. And we'll see where that goes. The thing is with homes is like, I would be the most happiest and I would be the most content guy building homes for people. And I would love to do that. And if I could do it, I would do it. But there is so much that goes behind being able to build homes. There's approvals and there's so many people you have to go through. And I'm not sure I'm cut out for it. But one of those things that I have to just try out and see if I'm cut out for it. Approvals is like you have to be very, very patient to be in real estate for approvals, and people might not want them. But man, if I could like build homes, I would do it, because like I would build beautiful homes at a very affordable prices. And for the people that, are coming up and they're going to be this generation that need homes, I'd love to buy land, maybe a little bit outside of Ottawa, and start building these. And I really have to go and see if I'm cut out for it. It's one of those things I have to try out.
Well, you don't have to do it all by yourself. You could do like a company behind you.
Yeah.
And, you're gonna need a crew, because you can't do everything on your own.
Can't.
To the scale that you're doing it now, yeah, you can do it and then have help as well.
Exactly.
Because you have a crew right now too, like helping you.
Yeah, and the crew I have right now is the guys I went to high school with, because like, you guys, for some reason, I just work with you guys, and it just works like water. I don't know why we get along so well. We're just like-minded, and we have this certain kind of energy that just clicks. Like I work with guys that were in grade 12, like Josh, Chris, Adam, and as soon as I have more sales and more work for everyone, I want to start putting people together so they could be part of the team and part of this movement. Because hopefully after this, we start making the rooms bigger and bigger and bigger until they start having bedrooms and kitchens and bathrooms. And so we can start building homes. And I think it could be a career. I really do think it will be a career. But we'll see. We will see. We'll see what happens like now in September. Oh, the other thing is like I was going to go on exchange in September.
If you need land, Ottawa's too expensive now. You have to go out to like Smith Falls. Because Ontario is so huge, and we kind of forget that we stick to the city and like city limits.
Ontario
there's so much land everywhere, and there's always like I was driving like around to a cottage, and it's going through like Kempville, Merrickville, and like little towns Jasper and North Greenville, like places I never knew existed. And there's like all this like for sale. I'm like, all this land is for sale. And I'm like, I'm sure it's, the people with money, they already know that. They're already fucking gobbling up everything they can.
Swallowing. You're right. Merrickville's a cute town, bro. It's I went biking there with my father, and we biked
from Stella Luna there.
Yeah. Oh, your nana lives there?
No, there's a Stella Luna there. Like
Stella Luna there.
Gelato?
Okay, good gelato there, and we biked through it, and it's such a cute place. And I biked from Ottawa to Kingston once. Yeah, I biked from Ottawa to Kingston once, and let me tell you something, I'm never gonna do it again. But it was
yeah, experience. That's nuts. How long did that take you to bike?
Too long, bro. It just took too long. I think it was like fucking an hour. Bro.
No. My God, 9 hours.
It was like 7-8 hours, and on the way back, it was probably like 10. I'm not gonna lie. It was.
You did it in a day?
No. We slept over at Queens, and we ate well. We just mossed there, and then the next morning, I woke up like as if I just biked from Ottawa to Kingston. Like I was so sore, and I came back, and
that's crazy.
Like, you know what? This is cool. I know my dad does it every year. It's like this.
I know Dean does it all the time.
Yeah.
Dean's different. We don't even talk about Dean right now. Dean is different with the bike rides. Shout out Dean.
Dean the legend.
Dean's gonna be on here.
Nice guy. Dean would be like, yo, I want to come to Ottawa and just, I'm gonna go home. He doesn't even think about coming in a car. He would just bike to Ottawa. and it's such a trip for him, and it's so much fun for him. Everyone needs to have deep gratitude. And he enjoys it. He loves being outdoors. And even recently, like last week, I realized the power of another thing, when I started this whole the whole class project in the business thing, I was like, working and in May and June, I was waking up in the morning and then working and then coming home at night, crashing, waking up again. And it was like a very hectic cycle until I was, I spoke with a friend who really engraved in my mind and told me, stop underestimating the power of waking up and for an hour and a half, being outside without your phone, with a coffee in your hand, just practice stillness. And it's one of the best things I've ever tried to do. It's actually too easy. It's not hard. You got to wake up.
Everyone in their life needs a form of meditation. It doesn't have to be just straight meditating either, like yoga or just, sitting there. Like for some people, it's sports. They go for a walk.
It's a form of meditation too. It's called transcendental meditation.
Sorry, what's that?
It's called transcendental meditation. It's one of those meditation. It's the point of transcendental meditation, or just TM, is to just sit still. You don't have to breathe in a certain funky way. You don't have to you don't have to say anything. You just kind of just sit there for 20 minutes. And usually what tends to happen is you start to piece together the things that you have to do in a day, or piece together things that you should be doing, or what you probably want to be doing, but you get distracted. You just got to sit there for 20 minutes. And most of the time you will end up getting yourself out of some kind of sticky situation or out of a rut, and you kind of pick yourself back up. It's not hard. You just kind of sit for 20 minutes. It's called transcendental.
Get your head out of your ass. Transcendental.
Meditation.
Meditate.
Get your head out of your fucking ass and just sit for 20 minutes straight. It'll literally change your life. It's stillness.
Listen to a podcast too,
It's a cool podcast, bro. I like what you're doing here. And I watched the one with James and I watched the one with Luke Salfalter. I really like this, And I think you should keep invite people over, People have so much stuff to share. This is such a great outlet. I'm going to keep watching all of them.
Respect, man.
I like it. I love it.
The goal is to get, we'll start this now. We're going to put, like you said before, we're going to put things into the air, what we want. I want Chris Martin, not Chris Martin from U2, or was it Coldplay? No, Coldplay, sorry.
Coldplay.
The Kraft Brothers. The one that lives in Ottawa?
The Kraft Brothers.
Zaboomafoo? The two brothers?
Oh,
one of
Chris
them
Martin, as in from...
I forget his first name. I think it's Chris.
Get him on.
Sorry, Chris Martin. Chris Kraft, or I don't know why I said Chris Martin. But yeah, one of them lives in Ottawa. I'd love to talk to him just about Zaboomafoo, because Zaboomafoo was my favorite childhood show. Let me look up.
Yeah, it is. That's lit. The Kraft Brothers.
What are their two names? Is it Martin and Chris?
It's Kraft with a K, and it's Martin Kraft, and it's Chris with a K, Kraft.
Okay, yeah. That's why I said Chris Martin. I put the two names together. Yeah, I'm not sure which one lives in Ottawa, but one of them does, and I'd love to talk to them.
Well, when you talk to them over the next very short period of time, or within the next medium period of time, you have to ask what Zaboomafoo is doing.
Oh my God, that's going to be the main topic. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, Zaboomafoo died.
Yeah, no, that was 2014. I remember everyone was like, "How does a puppy die?" How stupid! Of course, the actual lemur that was in the show that was
It got me sad. No, I watch this shit every day at my grandma's house.
It was a great show.
Such a good show.
Educational and different segments. It was amazing. That he'd do the snack, and I'd learn. I never knew what a garbanzo bean was. Apparently, it's just a chickpea. They call in the States. They call chickpeas garbanzo beans for some reason. But you learn about different fruit, because it would be the lemur's diet, and then they bring animals in and they play with it. They have a baby tiger, an elephant, and then there's the claymation where Zaboomafoo sleeps, and it's Zabu land. That shit was crazy. And then they would go to
That
either
was
Africa
so
or India to like go preserve, like look at real nature.
Yeah.
Great
Man,
shit. I love animals, right? So
yeah, I gotta go and I gotta go watch some YouTube videos on.
it's on Netflix. Zoomufo.
Shut up.
Yeah, the whole series. And they have another show out, an animation
I know
show.
what I'm doing tonight. Just to spark some old memories. Yo, this shit was literally like from, I mean, every single day. I mean, I've gone to my grandma's house from like grade 1 to grade 6, and like I remember watching the shit. Like, this is so fucking nostalgic.
I think it was on. I watched it on PBS. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Anyway, man, you have to start bringing more people on, and then you work your way up to Chris Craft, and it'll be like the sickest podcast ever. Once Chris Craft is done, then you just gotta keep moving up.
Just
I love it. Yeah.
First goal.
One of the things I want to do with, I'm gonna say it again. One of the things I want to do with Studio Pod is build one for one of my friends who's a music artist, who's an artist, and I want to. Sovio, I want to build this, and I keep telling, talk to your
Hills.
I want to fill it out now, aka 30. Man, talent, so much talent. He just doesn't have a studio, so I'm trying to build one in his grandma's backyard, and I keep telling him, talk to your grandma. I know it won't be able to fit on the one here, but it's not his backyard. So I mean, he's talent, bro, and I want to
lottery season.
Yeah,
gotta go to Lac Leamy every day of the week.
I don't think I've ever walked out of Lac Leamy with money made.
Yeah, I just go there for the free drinks. I like looking at all the machines.
True, yo.
Like, talk about the soda machine that they have at the casino.
Underrated.
Yeah, they have
underrated
fruit punch, and then they also have like Sprite, Coca-Cola, ginger ale, all that stuff. They have coffee, with like almond milk, and
that's right.
Tea if you want tea. There's also alcohol, but they always have like the pretty girls try to like guilt you to like tip them.
You're right.
They're like, oh no, one time like I got a drink. The drink is so expensive, and they're like, oh, no tip. I'm like, I just looked at her. I'm like, nah, and I just walked away. I'm like, I don't know if it's probably custom to give a tip, but I spent too much money on those 3 drinks that I had in my hand. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, probably lost a fortune at the poker
table.
And
let's like, come on, let's get rid of the tips, especially at Subway and Tim Hortons. Sometimes on the machine, it's like add tip. I'm like, are you serious? Add a tip? They're just doing their job. And it's not like they get paid less. Like servers, if you go to a restaurant, they get server minimum wage. So the tip makes sense. It makes up for that. The reason why they get paid less is because they get paid in tips too.
That's right.
But at Tim Hortons, they're making regular minimum wage, man. I'm not giving them extra money because they fucking let me go across the counter and get my own sandwich. I'll pay extra $2. I'll pay extra $2 for that to make my own sandwich.
Yeah.
Fucking put as much stuff as I want in there.
Yeah, I mean they literally just give you the food across the counter. Like there's no serving or anything. So I don't know why I would tip. I mean, I want everyone to know.
They're just doing their job. Like, what if you tipped like someone at Walmart if they like told you like where the milk was? It's not a hotel. Like, excuse me, where's the milk? And they're like, okay, aisle 5. And they're just like looking at you with their hand out. They're like,
just following you. Like, sir, could you, yeah. Yo, I'm going to get hats for my fucking business soon. And I was just looking at your hat.
The Nordiques vintage hat.
The Nordiques vintage
Bring back
hat.
the Nordiques.
Yo, the client, where's my hat?
You want to make like a trucker style hat?
Yeah, the client gave me a trucker hat. The client had the sickest job. She was working at, I mean, we both know the company. We both like have been cut. But like she worked at Canopy Growth, bro, as a marketer. She worked at Tweed. And the girl was telling us she had like this person come by the office one day, like all serious in a suit, and like they were looking for Tanya, and she was like making all these jokes and stuff. And she said something where she was just joking about how serious they were, and all of a sudden she just heard a voice from the background be like, and she didn't get why. It was Seth Rogen for Houseplant.
No way.
He was working with them, and she's telling the story like he was such a chill guy, and they were helping launch Houseplant at the time, and
he actually came to like Ottawa and like visited.
Yeah, I was like, what? And it was lit time. I mean, what a cool job, like marketing for
that industry is
celebrity.
Booming.
It's just booming. And then Corona, the beer, bought Canopy Growth, and then they're trying to turn the company. She was telling us
what? Corona, like beer?
Like, yes, yeah, like Corona and Modelo and a few other alcohol beverages are owned by Constellation Brands, and then they bought Canopy Growth, and then they're trying to turn the company into like a very CBD heavy. Like it's trying to be mostly CBD. I mean, they're still gonna sell like tea, like they're still gonna sell like the usual, just like the flower, like under tweed and all those kind of things. But they're trying to make it very CBD. I mean, which is good. CBD is it's one of those things that it's like there's a lot of benefits to it without a lot of downside. For pain and for all those people without getting high. So, I mean, they're like just a company that just she was telling us they buy like every single brand possible, and then the CEO gets paid. Like last year, he got paid $50 million because he bought Canopy Growth or something like that, and then he just keeps buying and rolling up companies, and like whatever happens to the companies doesn't really matter because he collects his paycheck. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Medical mushrooms.
Bro. Kevin O'Leary's been saying it. He's been screaming it. MindMed, the stock, MMED. I don't know what to think about it.
I think, I don't know. 100%. Honestly, it's not 100%. Everyone thinks 100% would become legal eventually, but I see maybe in the next 15 to 20 years it becoming legal. Not anytime soon. The discussion is already kind of like bubbling. Once you start to hear like politicians talk about it, then it's like, okay, it's more serious.
That's true.
But the conversation has definitely started.
Yeah.
People are like, like heavy institutes and colleges in the United States and across the world are like researching into seeing actual like medical like help. But yeah, what's the word I'm looking for?
Medical applications.
Medical benefits, sorry.
Yeah. And one of my friends that she goes to McMaster and she does something with neuroscience, and she was saying the same thing where like the amount of studies that they've done dates back like a long, long time. But the amount of studies that have been coming out recently have been increasing. There have been so many studies recently that have been coming out with
mental illness.
A
lot of the studies are like, during PTSD and.
Which I don't really understand the science behind it. Like, I don't get how. Like,
I could understand. So, like, it's a mind-altering drug, right? It's a psychedelic. So if they were to exploit it in a certain way to, kind of ease like memory and like take away fear and terror from that memory. That's what I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but that's how I feel. Why they?
I just know they're having such great results. They're having the best results with, with a natural thing almost, versus something that's like an antidepressant that's just going to keep you like sedated and keep you going down the same road for. If it's natural and if it can really cure PTSD so that after you don't have to be reliant on a drug, well then, man, that's bigger than like people make it. Like that's huge, bro. Being able to.
Obviously, it has like an even bigger stigma than marijuana. But people, it's just interesting to see what's going to come out of that.
We'll see.
So MindMed.
Bro, so many interesting things. Like, I don't like what the fuck is cryptocurrency still? Like, I know what cryptocurrency is, but what the fuck is cryptocurrency?
It's hard to understand what the future is and what it is now. Because what I see it now, like, people have apps like Coinbase and other cryptocurrency like trading apps. And they use it like a stock. They buy a bit of it, and then they sell it when it goes up. It's just like quick cash. That's what a lot of people use it for. But that's not what the goal was. It was to transfer, paper money into electric currency. But the question is then, would it have to be one universal currency? Like what? I don't understand.
I was thinking about that today.
The two big ones are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yes. And I was thinking about it today. Like, bro,
Canada use Ethereum and then they use Bitcoin. Like, I don't understand what the plan, the further the end plan is. Because you could have it, but does it exist with paper money at the same time? Is it trying to replace it? It's still very new, and it's just it's kind of just feeling out. And the reason why it exists is because it holds value in the scarcity, especially like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep you have to realize that the U.S. out of all the money out of all the U.S. dollars, 30% of them got printed just last year in 2020 alone, and it's actually the scariest thing to know, and it's horrible to know, and it's not going to end well, and it's probably going to be like the collapse one day, decades down the road, but one of those things that I keep telling myself and keep thinking is don't see investment as something that you do to grow your money. See it as something so that you can put your money so that you don't lose the value of your dollars. So I'm thinking with my whatever money I make, I hold in my bank. It's not only staying still. It's losing. It tends to lose money because you'll see in the next 10 years, things get more expensive. It's sad. It's scary. But the best way to do anything about it is to buy. You got to buy Bitcoin. You got to buy Ethereum. The smaller ones, I don't know. And I don't know if any smaller ones are going to make it through. Most likely they will. But I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are here to stay. They're just that big. And there's just that many uses for it. The smart contract thing with Ethereum, I understand. And the Bitcoin
once there's a lot of money invested into something, it's hard to get rid of it, right? A lot of people invested money into it.
I agree with you. And we'll see what happens one day. But what I'm going to be doing now that I've made my own business is to start putting a little bit of money aside into some Bitcoin, a little bit of money aside into some Ethereum, and start spreading my cash out, because it's just smart to not put all your eggs in one basket, especially the basket that's called cash. You don't want to hold cash right now, but definitely want to spread. And one of those things too, Dogecoin is one of those smaller ones that, right now it's a joke, but it's such a meme, Nisqually. It's such a meme. And I'll tell you, it's such a big meme, and Elon Musk is making it into an even bigger meme.
Yeah, if Elon Musk tweets, "Oh, Dogecoin is swag," it goes up
like a fucking $1 billion.
No, but I don't know how much is a single Dogecoin now. Do you know?
Right now,
it's still in the cents.
It's in the cents, yo. It was at 70 cents right before Elon Musk went to Saturday Night Live, and now it was at 19 cents when Chris bought it last week, and I think now it's at 20-ish cents, something like that. And we'll see. It really, all of them. One of the things I noticed, all of them really very, very closely follow Bitcoin, very, very closely. If Bitcoin goes up, they go up, and if Bitcoin goes down, they're probably going to go down. But I think when Bitcoin goes up, the smaller ones tend to go up more than Bitcoin does. So you probably have more potential, quick cash, much more cash with the smaller ones. But they are more risky. When they go down very, very hard, and you lose a lot of money. But some of them might not recover. I know recently, 2 weeks ago, Mark Cuban and some crypto he bought went down to zero, and he lost millions and millions of dollars. And it was just
that's what I mean. I had Coinbase on my phone. I was looking through all the different ones you can invest, and it's Pancake Coin. Who the fuck's buying Pancake Coin? I'm I don't even know. That has no. Who would put their money into that? Obviously that's not
It was a crypto craze.
This YouTuber I watched, he made his own currency.
Yeah,
the Slops Coin.
Slops Coin.
And he tried to get people to buy it. I don't know if anyone.
So many absurd ones, and they were all going up. I can't lie. They were all going up so fast and so much just 6 months ago that
Here's my question for you.
Yes.
You know how like you have to find Bitcoins and people farm Bitcoins with like massive server rooms?
You mine them. Yeah.
Is Ethereum the same thing? What's the original cryptocurrency? What's the first one?
Bitcoin was the original one. Bitcoin.
So how does Ethereum exist? Does it find Bitcoin to just say these are Ethereum? Like,
yeah, the whole mining thing was a little bit like weird to me until I understood it as like when for example, when someone sends money from like Canada to Serbia, then that transaction is like completed by someone who's a miner. So the miner themselves does that transaction. So that's the whole point of the cryptocurrency. Like when they mine a Bitcoin or they find a Bitcoin, what they do is like they use a computer to like complete it. Once it's completed, they get rewarded a Bitcoin or Ethereum, a very, very small portion of it, but they get rewarded. And the whole point of it is so that there's no banks that are in charge. There's no big institution that's in charge, because that way they take a huge fee off the top. But this way, it could be me with a computer at home that completes that transaction, and they get rewarded a little bit for it. So it's the everyday man. It's like a regular person. It's decentralized. That's the whole point of it. But the whole mining thing, I don't understand. The miner is just the person that has a computer and they complete the transaction, they verify it. So you could have made a lot of money like maybe 5-6 years ago in mining. Nowadays, like,
well, just like the electric bill.
Electric bill. That's what it is. You're right. The electric bill was a huge cause of concern just 2 months ago. They were like talking about how it was the most like Bitcoin was so expensive in terms of electricity to like mine it. So they were like worried about, like, they're like, this is so bad for the environment. And I mean, shit, like nowadays, like to buy a graphics card, like when I was starting the business and I had to go and make like these computer images and rendered images so I can show the client, I couldn't find a graphics card. Are you kidding me? Like there was no way I could get my hands on a graphics card. It was actually absurd.
That's why everyone's like, oh, the PS5 is selling out because, oh, people just really want the PS5. No, people are buying them in bulk for the graphics cards.
For the graphics card, yo.
People don't give a shit about their like, oh, huge gamers. Like, no, it's like, give me the graphics card. And I didn't realize that. Like, it was very recently someone told me, like, yeah, it's the graphics cards that are in them.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that either.
Me either, but it makes sense because graphics cards, I know, like, they've been very
sold out.
Mm-hmm.
In demand. Yeah,
that's crazy. Probably the metals and stuff that are made it. I don't even know what's in it. I'm sure copper. There's gold in like the chip.
Probably gold-plated stuff, silicone. Yeah.
It's crazy how something that like someone would wear on their neck or, you know, on their finger is what like is in computers.
Literally.
And it's not even like the service that the computer provides you is what's valuable. It's the parts of the computer is what makes it valuable and that gives it that price.
Yeah.
Because fucking a DS can go on the internet. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That function's not hard to add.
Yeah. And you know what's also like absurd with the graphics card and the chips? Like, something is going on in the world right now. It's never happened before. But you know how when COVID happened, like toilet paper was out of demand, like it's because everyone was trying to buy toilet paper. They were worried they couldn't wipe their ass during COVID. Like the same exact thing is happening with fucking computer chips and graphics cards. People are buying them in advance because they're worried that like world's ending, and so they're getting them years in advance or pre-buying and like buying years. That my dad works in it. He says that like the price of like recently, just last week, the price of a chip went up 46 times. So it was $10 and now it's 460 because people are buying them like just years in advance. They're overbuying it and it's happening. Like, that's why I couldn't get the graphics card. And it was just ridiculous. Like, fuck, I'm trying to run a business here and I can't buy a fucking graphics card. It's ridiculous.
So what? The black market will open up and people will like start making them.
Slowing down now.
Price. Chilling out. 3D print graphics card. You know, it's a crazy thing that my internet connection is unstable. Honestly, it's been running for a real time, so that's a perfect warning. we'll have to continue this conversation on another podcast, man. Honestly, I love everyone that I have on. They're always wanting to come back.
Yeah,
I always love having these conversations, especially with like a friend. Too, I like to see that everyone has aspirations in different fields, but somewhat kind of doing these, I kind of find how everything unifies and we can all help each other and just grow. And that's just not just your friends, just as a community, as a city. And get your head out of your ass. Episode 3.
Get your head out of your fucking ass.
Studio Pod Company. Nikola Cugi.
You know what? I might change the name. It's changed names so many times. So I'll be known right now. The company, my design company is called Nikos. So we'll go by that. It's
Nikos Studios.
Nikos Studios.
The Studio Pod Company is a division of Nikos Studios. We'll say that.
It's the first product of many.
And if anyone,
thank you. Thanks for doing this, bro.
Someone's one more thing. If someone's interested in having one built, how would they be able to contact you?
Nikos.ca.
They put an order through the website?
They could put an order, they could call me, and they could email or they could call me, and all the models are up and all the pricing is on the website.
Free consultation?
Free consultation.
Yes, sir. All right, get your head out of your ass.
Get your head out of your ass. Thanks, Pasquale. See you soon.
Peace. Wait, okay. He didn't have the lead. He left right away. I was going to talk to him.